We finally have a second update for the return of them, titled Salty Dog, and while it is a little bit lighter on the content side when compared to the preceding update, it does have a fair few interesting additions, namely the first boss in Return of Them and Salt. So we'll start with the big one, the boss, the Malbatross, which has a total of 5000 HP and can randomly spawn near the new shoals after the first 28 days of the game. Now, this is a bit of an interesting boss fight, and it would actually be quite difficult for solo players to fight the Malbatross with a conventional melee strategy, not because it's really powerful or anything like that, but since it tends to want to flee when it has about half health. The fight can be broken down into 3 distinct phases. In the first phase, once you get the bird's attention, you can proceed to fight or tank as you please, and the Malbatross will fight back, dealing out 75 damage to players and 5 to your boat. In the second phase, however, the creature will try to escape to a safe distance where it will send out waves to your boat, preventing you from attacking it with melee weapons. The best way to counter this is to block it from escaping entirely by hitting it enough to proceed straight to the third phase. Alternatively, putting it to sleep when it's in this phase works well enough, especially if you have a wicker bottom with sleepy time stories handy. When it eventually gets low enough to move to the third phase, it will start doing a lunging move which destroys masts on the boat and does 60 damage to the player as well. And if you had thought of using catapults as Winona, they also cop the brunt of this attack. Thankfully, the boat anchor and steering wheel are left undamaged by this move. Once in this phase though, the boss will stop trying to escape and is in till the very end. If you do manage to kill the Malbatross, you'll get a bunch of meat, some gems, quite a few Malbatross feathers, a Malbatross bill, and a blueprint for a winged sail. A lot of these feathers will also drop throughout the fight. The bill acts as an improved ore. It's actually almost 3 times as powerful as a regular ore and has a fair bit more uses as well. The feathers that you gather can be refined into a feathery canvas with 6 feathers and 1 silk, making just the 1 canvas. 4 of these canvases can be used to craft the winged sail, along with 3 driftwood pieces and 3 rope. So in total you would need 24 Malbatross feathers to make 1 sail. It's a pretty costly recipe for just the 1 sail, however the sail is twice as fast as a regular one. Is it worth the cost? I'll let you decide. The other creature included in this update is the Cookie Cutter, which is a very cute name for something that looks like a ghost's flattened face on the water. This little guy has 100 HP and will attempt to eat a hole in your boat if you let it chomp for long enough. Killing it is pretty easy though, and it will drop 1 monster meat and 1 Cookie Cutter shell. If you get 4 of them and add a rope, you can make yourself a Cookie Cutter cap, which absorbs 70 damage up to 525 damage in total. Of course, the main reason you would encounter these guys in the first place is because they live near the salt formations. Mining them down will give you 3 or 4 salt crystals, as well as 1 or 2 rocks, which immediately sink to the bottom of the ocean, never to be seen again. Seriously, why does it drop rocks? Salt crystals can be added directly onto food to preserve it for longer, or to build the new salt box. And for that you'll need 10 salt crystals, 1 blue gem and 1 cut stone. The salt box is similar to the ice box but cannot hold any crockpot dishes. There are also a few other exceptions such as seeds, butterfly wings, flowers and most foods that can't be put into meals. The salt box preserves food twice as effectively as an ice box, which is pretty darn good if you ask me. Salt crystals can also be used by Wiley in his spices tab, and any dish seasoned with salt will add on 25% more health, meaning that waffles will now give you a whopping 75 health. This also works on foods that negatively impact health, meaning that monster lasagna will cost you 25 health instead of the usual 20. And apart from that, there are a few little tidbits of content that aren't fully implemented yet. There are fish that you can see in the new shoal biomes that can't be fished with a fishing rod or with the unimplemented fishing net either. There's also a little bit of code I noticed the other day referencing a narwhale, which seems to be a new mob with 300 health and a body slam attack, so that's pretty cool to get some more creatures out there in the water. And yeah, that's about it for this update. I hope you found this video informative. A special thanks to Jazzy and Sam for helping to test out the Malbatross stuff as well. I'll leave a link in the description to both of their channels if you want to check them out. And as is the case with all major updates like this, I'm sure Klei will change some things and balance some others, so expect the finished product to be a little different. I'll keep a running tab of changes in a pinned comment below, and yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the update. If you've played it yourself, do you enjoy the boss fight? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.